Hello and welcome back to 2K14 Universe. I am your host, Ditch, and you are watching Monday Night Raw.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Marietta, Georgia, weighing 223 pounds, the United States champion, Cody Rhodes.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed TLC yesterday, the final event of 2012. Obviously, we still have a few more Raws, SmackDowns, and even NXTs before the year is up, though. And here tonight, we're kicking things off with a champion versus champion match. Cody Rhodes, who is still the United States champion. I gotta say, there is no doubt in my mind at this point that this guy is closing out the year with the United States championship around his waist. Well, he goes one-on-one with the brand new European champion, Bryce Walker, and this should be an interesting match to kick things off. These two have crossed paths in the past, and obviously Daniel Bryan has already said he has every intention of getting a rematch with Bryce Walker before the year is over. So what I can imagine from that is Bryan and Bryce will be having a European Championship match in the next couple of weeks, because I believe there's only, if he's saying before the year is over, he's got 2 weeks.
Approaching the ring from New York, the European champion, Bryce Walker.
There you go. Bryce Walker, proud to have achieved his first championship last night. He went through hell with Daniel Bryan. He beat the hell out of this guy in that match. Not to say Bryce didn't get his fair shot in there too, but he kept his eyes on the prize. He kept his focus on the winning objective, which was to break your opponent through a table. And despite the punishment endured by Daniel Bryan, which I've got to say definitely means this guy can't be at 100% right now, he is ready here tonight, and he is in possession of the European Championship. At least that wound on his head seems to have healed up. That's good. I have no idea when this entrance ends. I don't remember this one, so I've got to stop talking now and just wait. So here we go. Bryce Walker, Cody Rhodes getting things off here tonight. Our main event tonight for the WWE Tag Team Championship. The Shield face an incredibly tough challenge, as they are set to go 2-on-2 with Stone Cold Steve Austin and Mick Foley. Foley earning this championship opportunity last week when he defeated Seth Rollins, I believe it was, and obviously Austin with a victory over Dean Ambrose the week before. Austin has mentioned he doesn't want to compete as a tag team superstar. He doesn't want to be locked out of the WWE Championship. He wants that title, but unfortunately for Austin, that may end up becoming a reality. I don't know how much his heart's going to be in this tag team title match tonight, but Austin and Foley set the team up. And of course, before our main event, the brand new WWE Champion Goldberg is going to face off against the man that claims it was a travesty, a shocking betrayal, he calls it. I'm talking about The Miz, the former contract owner of Goldberg, who has immediately tried to terminate his contract in order to get rid of Goldberg and vacate the WWE Championship. However, because Goldberg is in possession of the WWE title, he is still going to be competing here on Raw. I don't know if Goldberg has signed an official Raw contract, or if he's just going to honor his appearances for as long as he's champion. I don't know, but I will tell you this. Goldberg as WWE champion, that's a money win right there. I feel like that's going to be a big reign, and I'd like to see Randy Orton get a rematch. I feel like a one-on-one WWE title match between Goldberg and Randy Orton will be very satisfactory, because of course, not to devalue Goldberg's victory at all, no way, but of course he did climb a ladder to retrieve that championship. He did not pin or submit the other 3 men in that match. Dolph Ziggler very quiet since losing last night, which will be the second time this year that Dolph Ziggler has challenged for the WWE Championship and come up short. Dolph, who believed it was his fate to win at TLC, still empty-handed. And of course, we haven't really heard anything from Randy Orton either. And now we focus towards the Royal Rumble at the end of next month. I believe This is actually 6 weeks until the Royal Rumble, but we go by the game calendar, which only has 5, so we'll be giving everybody a week off! That's right, everybody, a week off. Maybe I'll, like, skip, Christmas week or something. So maybe we'll just, skip over a week, yeah, that would make sense, wouldn't it? We'll skip over a week, next week. Yeah. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. Cody Rhodes, crossroads on Bryce Walker as he gets in the ring. And remember, it was a crossroads to Bryce Walker that cost Walker the European Championship in that tag team match. And it ends Walker again here tonight. I tell you, Cody Rhodes, this man is on fire right now. He has got so much momentum riding behind him. You gotta look at this guy as a potential favorite to win the 2013 Royal Rumble at this point. I feel like Cody could walk in to the Royal Rumble, the United States champion, and walk out with a WrestleMania main event and still the United States champion. I don't know who is next in line for Cody Rhodes in the US Championship, but I'll tell you this guy is remarkable right now on Monday nights as we move on.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, weighing 505 pounds, Yokozuna.
Well, this one, I'd imagine, is all about the Royal Rumble matchup. Obviously, we'll be seeing some more unique matches in the next 5 weeks here on Raw. And this is definitely one of them. Yokozuna set the face-off against Shawn Michaels here tonight. Two people who I would imagine have their sights set on the Royal Rumble match. This isn't a Royal Rumble qualifier. We're not doing that this year. But I will say this. Royal Rumble, 30 men will enter. 1 will leave with a WrestleMania opportunity. And for Yokozuna, that is huge because this man has, I don't believe, ever had an opportunity at the WWE Championship in his time here on Raw. Now, of course, I say ever as if this guy has been here for an eternity. I do want to remind you that Yokozuna made his debut pretty early on in this season. Him and Tensai actually were a great tag team at the start of this season. No doubt about it, but obviously now Yokozuna walks alone and, you know, he's had some pretty good showings, but I do feel like since losing the tag team titles, maybe that's done more harm than good to the image of Yokozuna. He hasn't really been able to climb the mountain and show what he can do as a singles competitor just yet, but you know, a win over Michaels here tonight, and obviously if he ends up being one of the 30 participants in the Royal Rumble, it could be great for him. We don't know who's going to be in the Royal Rumble, just that there will be 30 superstars, some from Raw, some from SmackDown, and of course, you never know where else they could end up being from.
And approaching the ring from San Antonio, Texas, weighing 227 pounds, the heartbreaking Shawn Michaels.
Last time Shawn Michaels was in action here on Raw, he was defeating the then European champion Daniel Bryan, and Shawn Michaels has been told that if he wants to compete for the European Championship down the line, he only has to say so. Obviously, Shawn Michaels feels that that's a championship that's kind of, he's passed that one by. Of course, Shawn Michaels is a former WWE champion, but I don't think he should be turning his nose up at the idea of a European Championship or even a US Championship opportunity. Shawn Michaels may be one of the all-time greats, but let's not ignore the fact that Michaels' only WWE title reign, his only singles title reign at all in this here universe, well, it was about almost 3 years ago now. I do feel like Shawn Michaels at some point is going to have to accept that perhaps it doesn't just have to be the WWE Championship in the horizon of Michaels. That being said, he is an all-timer. He is one of the best, and I mean, you know, I understand why he's in that predicament, but I just think he needs to, I don't know, open his eyes. So here we go, Yokozuna, Shawn Michaels, and of course, Yokozuna shoving Shawn Michaels down immediately to start this one off. And again, ooh, just dropping him flat on his back. Michaels in control, and there you go. I believe up next we have another match in a similar vein to this. You know, two superstars that don't necessarily have any issues with one another other than they both want to get some momentum and potentially qualify for the Royal Rumble. Of course, every match that you see here on Raw in the coming weeks is going to be all about considering who is going to be in this year's Royal Rumble match. Even our main event tonight, that tag team title match, you know, the thing I've mentioned before is, unless you are the WWE or World Heavyweight Champion, you are eligible to be selected for the Royal Rumble. You can even have competed for the championship that night. And if you were to come up short, you can be in the Royal Rumble still. It is only the WWE Champion and the World Heavyweight Champion that are not eligible to be in the Royal Rumble match. Yokozuna continually just shoving down Shawn Michaels. Michaels has got a lot of heart in him. He takes Yokozuna down there and back and forward exchange there. I've got a busy day ahead of me because I've been not really able to get as much done with this series as I wanted to this last week. So I'm going to try and make sure that everything this week is done. Just think, once this week is done, then if we're skipping over next week to give them Christmas week off, that makes a lot of sense. Other than Raw, which will be on the 31st when we come back, we won't have much more. We've got 4 episodes left until we're finally in 2013. Oh my goodness. Snapmare by Michaels and an elbow to the back of Yokozuna's neck there. And I can confirm that Daniel Bryan will meet Bryce Walker for the European Championship when we come back in 2 weeks' time on the New Year's Eve edition of Monday Night Raw. What better way to see in the new year than by competing on Raw? And a belly to belly by Yokozuna. Slams down Shawn Michaels. Yokozuna into the cover. Has he got Michaels beat here? No. Michaels launched over the ropes by Yokozuna. And uh-oh. I tell you, Michaels has not been looking too hot in this match. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. Oh! Spiked him. That's exactly what I'm talking about, you know. I'm not saying Michaels is washed up. I'm not saying he's a loser. I'm not trying to smack talk Shawn Michaels at all. But what I'm saying is he should consider taking a step towards the European or United States Championship. There's no shame in that. Right now, he doesn't seem to be able to keep up with those involved in the higher 10 of the WWE Championship rankings. Of course, Yokozuna has been constantly in that top 10. And, I mean, he's having a tough time against Yokozuna right now. I believe Michaels has suffered losses to, well, several others on the top 10, including The Miz. That was a brutal loss to qualify for the WWE Championship TLC match. And I'm just saying, at some point, I think Michaels, you know, you take a look at the match he had with Daniel Bryan, he won. He looked impressive in his victory. I think Michaels just needs to accept his position right now and work himself back up from there. Of course, I could be wrong. He might be able to put Yokozuna away with this super kick. No, never mind. There you go. He got him. Sweet chin music. I don't know why he said it like that, but I wanted to try it too. Cover attempt here on Yokozuna. Is it over? No.
I can't believe everything that's transpired thus far. It's been so physical.
Michael's got a lot of fight in him. I mean, maybe he thrives from being perceived as this underdog. Referee's nodding his head. He's saying yes. Bulldog. Michael's staying very much on the offense. It feels like ever since he was DDT'd on that side of the ring, Shawn Michaels said, no, I'm not going down like this. Of course, Yokozuna says, yes, you are. Belly to belly. Drops down Shawn Michaels into the cover on Michaels. It's over. You know, he had a good little comeback there. I really thought maybe Michaels was actually going to pick up the win, but Yokozuna knocks off Shawn Michaels, and I tell you, if this guy ends up in the Royal Rumble, that's definitely going to be a... Who's going to get him over the ropes? Could you imagine? Oh my god, I just realized. Could you imagine if Yokozuna and the Intercontinental Champion, Andre the Giant, are both in the Royal Rumble match at the same time? Those two clashing? The Giant from Raw and the Giant from SmackDown. Holy moly, it could happen. Yokozuna victorious. As we move on, up next, Jack Swagger looks to try and build a little momentum for himself as he faces off against the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Well, here we go. Jack Swagger, everybody. This man has been trying and trying to claw his way back up. Spent several months of inactivity, I'd assume working on himself, working on being a superior competitor. And we'll see if Jack Swagger has been able to improve much. I mean, so far his return to the ring hasn't been... well, he hasn't really thrived, but we'll see if that changes against the Macho Man. Last time we saw the Macho Man in action, I believe, was last week on Raw. I think he lost to Bryce Walker, as a matter of fact. So, Macho Man got a little something to prove here tonight. And of course, as I mentioned before, this is all about the Royal Rumble. Jack Swagger, his tag team partner, Antonio Cesaro. He is historically a Royal Rumble winner. He is this year's Royal Rumble winner, the 2012 Royal Rumble winner. He didn't go on to win at WrestleMania, but it was a big moment for Antonio Cesaro nonetheless. And Swagger could end up being the next Royal Rumble winner in the upcoming month. You never know. I'd certainly be surprised, but it could happen. It could happen. And of course, that being said as well, Macho Man Randy Savage could win the Royal Rumble. I feel like the best way to sum up Randy Savage from his debut up until this very day, this is a man who just needs that one moment, you know, that one opportunity to show the world what this guy can do. And I feel like he'll just, you know, that jetpack will be attached to his back and he will soar to the top when given that opportunity. I think Randy Savage is just one big win away from something huge. You know, I'd love to see this guy challenge Cody Rhodes for the United States Championship, as a matter of fact. I feel like that could be a really good match. Randy Savage striking away at Jack Swagger, and oh. I tell you, from what I have been told, you do not want to miss this upcoming episode of NXT. We got 3 championships on the line this week on NXT, the year-end episode of NXT. Obviously, with them not being on the air next week, that will be the final NXT of 2012, and we're closing things off with a bang, because all 3 titles are on the line. We've got AJ Lee challenging Summer Rae for the NXT Women's Championship. We've got the Snake Pit defending the tag titles against Brodus Clay and Virgil. And in the main event, we've been told that Big E Langston will be taking on a surprise opponent. Someone that nobody will see coming. Can't wait to see what that could be. German suplex takes down Randy Savage. For Swagger, this is all about seizing this opportunity that he's got here tonight. He's been given a spot on Monday Night Raw to try and prove himself and, you know, show his real worth to those watching, and obviously to the Raw General Manager, Stephanie McMahon. With the Royal Rumble so close by, it's all about trying to get that spot in the Royal Rumble match. And I want to remind you again, for those of you that maybe don't know, if you're newer here or whatever, Jack Swagger is a two-time World Heavyweight Champion. He has held championship gold in the past, and it can happen again. Macho Man scooping him up. He slams him down, and Macho Man now pointing up. Will he do it? Will he do it? He's gonna try. Macho Man on the top rope for the elbow. Gets him. And he doesn't go straight into the cover off of that. I'm pretty sure there is ability to do whatever. Randy Savage wasted time there. That might have cost him this one. And Swagger's able to kick out. And I feel like if he hadn't spent the time pulling Swagger away from the corner, if he'd just hooked the leg away from the ropes, that could have been a different story. But of course, Season 4, baby! Here we go. Will he survive? Oh, he does. Jack Swagger managing to hang in there from the sleeper hold. Speaking of sleeper holds, I wonder what Dolph Ziggler's next motives will be. I mentioned this before at TLC. I'd be very interested in, I don't know if we'll get it, but I'd be very interested in a rematch from TLC, but under like traditional fatal four-way rules. I feel like Ziggler, Miz, and Orton obviously be the former champion. In fact, they're all very legitimate contenders to the WWE Championship, now held by Goldberg. And I feel like another match between these four where, you know, pinfall submissions, I feel like it would be a very interesting match to see who came out on top. Cover attempt, swiping the leg out from under him, and he doesn't get it. And Jack Swagger setting up. I do love me a gut-wrench powerbomb. Center of the ring, no less. Jack Swagger covers Savage. Oh, I thought Swagger was finally going to pick up a win there. Savage kicks out. You got to think, both of these two, they probably don't have a whole lot left in the tank. Cover attempt. Just a two. Savage into the corner and Swag. Oh. So interested seeing what goes down between Goldberg and the Miz up next, though, you know. It's crazy to think how much one night can change the very direction of a man's career. You know, Goldberg was under complete and utter control by the Miz. This is it, isn't it? Yep, there you go. Season 4. Why not? The 2K14 special. Fix the problem? What does that sign even mean? Oh. Oh, I think that's a Jack Swagger sign. Oh. Oh, that probably means something fucked up. Never mind. Randy Savage picks up a victory here on Raw. I'm telling you, I think this guy should go for the US Championship. I think he should be the next one to challenge Cody Rhodes for the United States Championship. I don't know who it's going to be, but I'm saying I think it should be Savage. As we move on up next, though, the new WWE Champion Goldberg is set to compete against Dolph Ziggler. This should be, well, no, not Dolph Ziggler, sorry, The Miz. And I do not favor The Miz in this match. Wow, what a sight. Goldberg with the WWE Championship around his waist. And I tell you, TLC, what a difference it made for the front of Monday night.
Making his way to the ring from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing 295 pounds, the WWE Champion, Goldberg.
Honestly, just one hell of a sight. Goldberg with the WWE Championship around his waist. He's been impressive since his debut. He started things off just, I believe, like, you're talking 7 months ago this guy made his debut. And he broke free from the contract of The Miz. I don't think he was necessarily unhappy under the contract of The Miz. It's just, he was given an opportunity to be the top guy on Monday Night Raw, and he seized it in a heartbeat. And man, did it pay off. This title looks so weird around people's waists in this game. It floats too much. And the Miz charging down to the ring, obviously very upset about what went down. And oh, just jumping on Goldberg with a Thez press. Very uncharacteristic of the Miz, but as I mentioned before, he's very upset. Oh, about being robbed of the WWE Championship, as he says, in a cover attempt only a 1. Takes the leg out from under Goldberg. I mean, under the Miz. Goldberg now shifting momentum for a moment, but Miz coming in hot, and you got to wonder, will that start to tonight's match play any factor in Miz being able to pick up a huge upset over Goldberg here tonight?
This is already personal, but I have a feeling it's about to get ugly.
Miz going straight in for a skull-crushing finale. We're not even a minute into the match. Covers Goldberg. Is Goldberg fit? No, not even close. I don't know why I even humored that. The WWE Champion Goldberg just getting started now. You know, it would have been very interesting seeing how Goldberg competed in the 2013 Royal Rumble match. A shoo-in to be in the match, no doubt, but how things turned out, I don't think he's complaining.
Gosh, Miz is off to a fast start. Yeah, Miz is really impressive. Why don't you go in there and just pat him on the back?
We still got the WWE Tag Team Championship match to come up next. The Shield up against Mick Foley and Stone Cold Steve Austin in the second to last Raw main event of 2012. A year that has gone on for what feels like almost 3 years. Isn't that crazy? Great reversal there by the Miz on Goldberg, trying to keep him in his lane. And he strikes there by Goldberg, but no. Ooh, Miz really doing whatever it takes here. And I mean, this is that Miz that we saw against Shawn Michaels a few weeks back that got him into the TLC WWE Championship match in the first place. You got to think, if Miz defeats Goldberg, maybe, you know, to close out the year, we're looking at some big banger main events. Maybe we'll see Miz and Goldberg for the WWE Championship before the year is over. You never know. Oh my God, Goldberg lifting up the Miz. He choke slams him down there. Miz's speed really coming into effect here, though. You notice some of the reversals he's pulling off against Goldberg. Should be very interesting to see. I mentioned this before, that start of this match, I think, plays a big factor in favoring the Miz. Obviously, you got to remember as well, these two, coming hot off the back of a very competitive four-way TLC match. Both of these two took a lot of ladder shots to the face. And there was a very distinctive moment, in which you could honestly say that the bond was broken between these two. And it was when both of these two ended up at the top of the ladder, center of the ring, championship hung above them. Miz clearly instructing Goldberg to just make it look like they were busy up on the ladder, you know, so that no one tries to get involved or stop them. You know, it's taken care of. It's as safe as... You can understand the thinking of the Miz. Goldberg responds by kicking the Miz off of the ladder. Really, that would have been a iconic moment for him to have won the WWE Championship there and then, but the match did go on for quite a while after that. But Goldberg took an order from the Miz saying, hey, help me win the title right here and now, and he said no. And Miz once again tried to kick the leg out from Goldberg, but Goldberg with a big clothesline. Uh-oh. Miz is in serious trouble here. Oh, drops him down. Goldberg, oh my God. Becoming relentless as this match goes on. I mean, he's got to be one of the most intense guys on the entire Raw roster right now, no doubt. Goldberg, uh-oh. Oh boy, Miz, look out. And the jackhammer drops down on the Miz. Cover attempt. It's over. Goldberg pins the Miz to prove his superiority over him. Oh, Goldberg victorious over the Miz. Hold on a minute. Dolph Ziggler. Whoa! Dolph Ziggler striking Goldberg. Are you out of your mind, Dolph? Oh! What is this guy thinking? I know, Miz being instructed by Dolph Ziggler to grab a steel chair. You gotta be kidding me. Look at this! Miz and Ziggler, what the hell is this? Well, I knew there was an alliance between these two before, but... Now, that was a shocking moment we just saw. Goldberg double teamed by Miz and Dolph Ziggler, and obviously those two, I feel, are a very formidable alliance. Goldberg really doesn't have any backup. I don't think Randy Orton sympathizes one bit.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Tag Team Championship. On the way to the ring, at a total combined weight of 474 pounds, they are the WWE Tag Team Champions, representing the Shield, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins.
Well, of course, it's no surprise that Dean Ambrose is out here to back these two up. You talk about a tough situation for the Shield. Mick Foley and Stone Cold Steve Austin is just that.
First, from Setauket, Long Island, New York, weighing 287 pounds, Mick Foley.
You know, say what you want about Foley, he hasn't necessarily had the greatest experience over time. I mean, he is a former ECW champion, I believe, but you know, he hasn't won a whole lot in his career, unfortunately. I feel like we've stepped on Foley a little too long, but you know, the tag titles are very much a possibility here tonight for Foley. Him and Austin. Austin really not that interested in teaming with Mick Foley, but you know, an opportunity to championship is an opportunity to championship, and I believe Austin is not. He's definitely not going to pass that up. There he is. I didn't think he would.
And his tag team partner, from Victoria, Texas, weighing 252 pounds, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I mean, you got to think of it this way. Austin doesn't want to be out of contention for the WWE Championship, but whether he's tag team champion or not, he is eligible for the Royal Rumble, and honestly, he's almost a definite, you know. You can almost guarantee Stone Cold Steve Austin will be in the Royal Rumble. He is entering himself into the Royal Rumble, you could say. And I would believe it. I would say this man actually probably one of my favorites to win the whole damn thing. I'm surprised Austin has not won a Royal Rumble match yet. Could you imagine if Goldberg was still champion heading into WrestleMania? Goldberg and Austin for the WWE title. That is a promoter's dream and a wrestling fan's nightmare. It'd be good though, it's a game simulation, it's fine. I mean, I'll put it this way, right? This is a series where, I was thinking about this earlier today, actually. This is a series where Big Show has put on probably match of the year every single year. Like, if that doesn't say it all. Because I think his match with Vader, people were saying, was like the best match of 2010. And I feel like he had a, what was that, 2011? I think it was 2011, actually. Oh, never mind. I feel like, I remember Big Show being like a, you know, all-timer, you know. He has some great matches this year. His match with Mark Henry, I would personally say is, you know, definitely up there for this year's one. He had a great match with Sheamus not too long ago. Big Show is just constantly delivering like 5-star classics. So say what you will about anyone, but when you look at him from this universe perspective, it's completely different. And I feel like Goldberg and Austin can have a legendary match when it comes down to this. Of course, that's just one of many possibilities for WrestleMania. Goldberg may not even be champion by WrestleMania. You don't know. A lot can change on the horizon. We've been told that Goldberg, perhaps not the wisest choice here, but he has agreed to a 1-on-2 handicap match next week. It'll be Goldberg up against Dolph Ziggler and The Miz. 1-on-2. Ooh. I definitely do not like Goldberg's odds next week. You know, normally well, in a couple of weeks. Normally I'd be very much in the corner of Goldberg. Yeah, get him, get Miz, get Dolph. But like, 2-on-1 against two cunning minds, very talented wrestlers. You know, former WWE champion. Ziggler on the cusp of being WWE champion many times at this point. 2 times. I feel like this could be a mistake by Goldberg next week. Oh, sorry, in 2 weeks' time on Raw. We come back for the New Year's edition, New Year's Eve edition of Monday Night Raw. Austin striking away at the face of Seth Rollins. I'm really looking forward to that championship edition of NXT, the final NXT of 2012. And I have to ask with, obviously, over on SmackDown side of things, we do not have, don't worry, the Big Show will not be defending his World Heavyweight Championship against the Great Khali to close out the year. Instead, he'll be facing off against Big Papa Pump in the final SmackDown main event of 2012. That should be a great champion versus champion match. 2 incredible performers going one-on-one, Steiner and the Big Show. However, the Great Khali will be on that SmackDown. I have to imagine Khali's got to be a favorite right now to get another match with the Big Show, this time for the World Heavyweight Championship. Because, of course, for those of you that don't know, just 2 days before Big Show went to war with Mark Henry and defeated him for the World Heavyweight Championship, somehow, some way, the Great Khali, who has been inactive for a majority of the year, got a win over the Big Show. That could very well be Big Show's first title defense right there. And I'll tell you right now, the Shield are systematically destroying Stone Cold Steve Austin. I wonder how much of a factor Dean Ambrose will play in this match. I mean, obviously, I know Austin and Foley, they're not the most fluid tag team. They've been a team on Raw for quite a long time now. They're very on and off as a tag team as far as teams go. It's more like this, right? They're registered as a tag team. They're part of the tag team rankings, but they're 2 singles superstars that happen to find themselves with a lot of momentum, and sometimes that momentum kind of builds up and leads to a tag team title opportunity. And I feel like that's basically where things lie between these 2. They have not yet won the tag team titles. They could close out the second to last Raw of this year by becoming WWE Tag Team Champions. Elbow drop by Foley.
Which team wants it more? And these shortcuts just make me so sick.
Now, I know I've already mentioned this several times before, when you talk about champions on Raw, I can't help but wonder, and I still do, who will be the one to beat Cody Rhodes for the United States Championship? I mean, who's even going to be next in line for Cody Rhodes in the United States Championship? I feel like Cody has taken on all comers for that title, and no one has really been able to step up and defeat him. Somehow Seth Rollins, I think he might have accidentally made contact with Roman. Referee considered that a tag. Very unusual. And honestly, you can expect this main event to go pretty long when you consider the 4 talents inside the ring. Rollins recently has been having a little bit of a struggle. I don't like it. I don't know why it's been happening, but it has been. He keeps suffering loss after loss when it comes to singles competition. But I tell you, you put this guy in a tag team match, he is unstoppable. As a matter of fact, I don't want to jinx it, but the Shield are undefeated as a team. They have never lost as a tag or trio. I don't want to jinx it. I am absolutely rooting for them to retain here tonight, but if they lose, they lose. I will very much embrace that, but I am rooting for them. Foley strikes off Seth Rollins and gets back in the ring, and Rollins takes this back to the apron and out of the ring. And of course, it was Foley getting a win over Rollins on last week's Raw that led to this tag team title opportunity here tonight. Austin with a win over Dean Ambrose, who is not one of the tag team champions, but he is, you know, involved in the Shield, and that led to this tag team title opportunity here tonight to settle the score. And Roman Reigns right now, I think, has the best win-loss record out of the 3 members of the Shield, but he doesn't tend to compete in singles competition very often. And as I mentioned, as a group, these guys have been pretty damn unbeatable. Rollins just standing there, admiring the beauty that is Stone Cold Steve Austin. And a stunner! Nope! Rollins reverses it. Might have just saved the tag team titles with that one. Austin looking for that Stone Cold Stunner, and Rollins says no, and now sliced bread on Stone Cold Steve Austin by Seth Rollins. Roman taking Mick Foley off the ropes. The Shield, oh, Shield almost retained. It was in the stars right there that they had this one done. But no, Austin continues to fight back. And now Amber is up on the ropes, providing the distraction to keep Rollins in this one. And honestly, I knew that was part of the reason that Dean Ambrose was out here, to further secure victory for the Shield. They need every bit of advantage they can get. You got to think these guys still very much newcomers here. They have had a tremendous start on Monday Night Raw, winning the tag titles from Nash and Scott Hall, running the NWO out of Monday nights. Yeah, I'd say they've gotten off to a great start. They main evented Survivor Series. Truthfully, they've been incredible. Okay. And now they retain the tag team titles. I think the referee decided that Austin could not answer the question and called for the bell, because there's no way in hell Austin would tap out. Wow, what a lukewarm reaction from the crowd.
WWE Tag Team Champions, representing the Shield, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins.
Well, the Shield are still the WWE Tag Team Champions, and it looks like they will be closing out this year with the gold around their waists, and I can only imagine 2013 will be an even bigger year for the Shield. I wonder when Dean Ambrose will be able to get his hands on some kind of championship, you know? I wonder when that's on the horizon. Well, anyway, the Shield, they are victorious as we move on. Thank you all for watching this episode of Raw. Remember, don't tune in next week, because for Christmas Eve, we will not be here. But we'll see you in 2 weeks' time for Monday nights on the 31st, the New Year's Eve special edition featuring a handicap match, Goldberg against Dolph Ziggler and The Miz. And, of course, don't forget to tune in to NXT this Wednesday, the final NXT of 2012 Championship Edition. I'll see you then.